Live self-defense training video, we're going to be talking about the Kubaton. Is the Kubaton effective? The answer is yes, if it's used the correct way. And I'm going to talk about why it's effective, how to use it, how it can be effective, and talk about some of the other expert videos that have been posted here recently in the last few years that say it's trash and say it's not effective. Now, I'm not going to disagree with any of the premises in those videos because those experts, and I'm talking specifically about hard to hurt icy Mike. I was thinking ice Mike, but icy Mike, hard to hurt, and then the pit, Hackelman. I mean, these are guys who are luminaries in the field of fighting. These guys know what they're talking about when it comes to fighting, and absolutely, they're 100% right. In Icy Mike's video, he picks up the Kubaton, and he takes a coconut, and he can't crack it open. He has a hard time breaking boards with it. So yes, absolutely, striking with the Kubaton in that way is not effective. So is the Kubaton effective? It is not if you're using it for specific things that are not necessarily self-defense. We're going to talk about self-defense and the principles of self-defense and how to use the Kubaton or the Kubaton self-defense keychain. That's what this is. I have one of these to give away. I'm going to mail it to somebody. My cost, I'm going to pick a name out of the hat on the 15th of next month. I'm going to send you a free Kubaton. I've got one left. I have a bunch that I train with, but I'm shifting to something that I think is a lot better. It's the Yawara. It's the same thing. A Yawara means short stick or a palm stick. The palm stick, you can use a pin, a steel-barreled pin that you can get it from almost any store. You can get a fighting pin. You can use a marker, dry erase marker. Anything that's about the size of your hand, a little bit bigger, can be used as a palm stick or a Yawara, or you can have the actual Kubaton. This is one version that is not sharp on the end, doesn't have the little spikes coming through. There are a lot of different variations, but are Kubatons effective? I'm gonna say yes when you use it in the appropriate way, in the correct way. Now, Mr. Kubotan himself, Sensei Kubotan, who came up with the idea and popularized the Kubotan. Kubotan is a Japanese high-ranking martial artist who demonstrated very effectively how to use the Kubotan in several different ways. When I learned how to use the Kubotan, the focus was mostly on joint locks, pressure points, applying pressure in different ways, and I have used it in an application, law enforcement application, pulling someone off of a bar, and yes, it does work. You can use it for those things. I also had been training in martial arts since I was real little, and I have a lot of skill and experience. I don't want you to focus on that. I want you to focus on how you can make this Kubaton, the keychain, or the Yawara. The first link below, if you go down to the Cane Master's website, you'll see the Quantum Yawara. It's got a little strap that goes over your hand. It's made out of wood, really hard wood. It's got a nice point on the end, and that point is not just for self-defense, it's to break the window if your car rolls into the water. And so it's got a window breaker on it. But if you use it correctly, I want you to know how to use it very effectively, very quickly from the start, and why it's effective and why it would not be effective. So is the Kubaton effective? Yes and no, just like anything else. If you use it wrong, it's like the nunchucks question. You use the nunchucks wrong, you don't know how to use them. No, it's trash, it's effective. Is this trash? Yes, if you don't know how to use it right. So let's start with the how not to use it, what you're not gonna use it for. You're not gonna use it to box with, right? You're not gonna use it like brass knuckles or like a roll of pennies in your hand to increase the power of your hand. If you're not a boxer, if you're not a fighter, you're not a striker, don't use it that way. That's not the intended purpose. You're also gonna not use it to roll this up and snatch them out of the car and pull them off, because that takes a lot of training, confidence. You have to have really strong, powerful hands. I train like that. That's something you can aspire to, but that's not how you're gonna use the Kubaton for self-defense. Kubaton keychain, the Kubaton self-defense keychain, as I teach it to you here, is meant to be focused force, this force multiplier. You take the power of your hand, of your arm, and you're gonna put your thumb here on the tip, and you're gonna bring it into a soft spot. You're not gonna try to crack open a coconut like hard to hurt icy Mike. That's not the purpose of the Kubaton. Meaning, you're not gonna try to crack open the skull for self-defense. You're not trying to break bones for self-defense. And like I said, Sensei Kubotan himself showed how you can do several strikes against pressure points, and in his videos, they're effective. But he's also a high-ranking master at the time that he comes up with the idea of using the Yawara because that's all it was before. I mean, he didn't invent it, right? He just put a little key ring on it and made it look pretty. That was smart, good for him. But what we're saying is the Yawara, using a palm stick with your thumb here, or like I said, it could be a combat pin, it could be one of those self-defense pins, or even any steel barreled pin, or even we've tried it and we practice with this all the time with a dry erase marker. So you put it in your hand, close your hand, give it a little resistance there, and your first target, you're gonna ask yourself this basic question of self-defense: what are the targets you can remove or destroy? Now, this Kubotan against the coconut, Icy Mike, you're right, it's not gonna be very effective. It's gonna put too much pressure there, it's gonna hurt your hand. He has those spikes coming out of his hand, it's gonna hurt the hand. Yes, you're right, absolutely. Hackelman, John, with the pit, he's absolutely right. Against a trained, seasoned fighter, a bar fighter, whatever, that's not gonna work. But if you ask yourself, if you need to defend yourself in the moment, what are the targets you can remove or destroy permanently or temporarily? Maybe the eyesight, right? And if they have glasses on, that's even better. Right into the face, straight in. You're using from this position, you're extending. Your extensor muscles are always going to be very powerful, very strong. From here, I'm just pushing in. If I have this in my hand and I'm just pushing, even this, the action of me pushing here into your eyeball, you're gonna move back. If I'm going for your eye, your nose, your teeth, your throat, any of those things, I'm not trying to crack open a coconut. I'm not going for your skull. I'm not going for your temple. I'm going for soft tissue, right? Things that I can remove or destroy. Your eyesight, your ability to breathe through your nose, through your mouth, through your throat, that's permanent. Through your solar plexus, and all I have to do is, 1, extend. 2, if I move my body in by stepping both feet forward, stop my swinging bag, I step in and I drive. I'm not even extending my arm yet. I'm just bringing it in and I'm allowing this to do the work. This is behind it. I'm not generating, boom, boom. I'm not trying to put a hole in the bag. I'm just trying to stick this hard piece of this, in this case it's aluminum, right in through the nose, the eyes, teeth, the mouth, throat. What are the targets you can remove or destroy? We're talking self-defense. We're not talking barroom brawl. We're not talking MMA fight. We're not talking in the cage, ground and pound. We're not talking, can Wing Chun beat the boxer? No, Wing Chun cannot beat the boxer. Unless they're from Taiwan, the beautiful country of Taiwan. Had to throw that in there. John Cena, I don't know where that came from. Coming straight in, right? It's just a reference to all the greatest martial artists from China left years ago and went to Taiwan. Anyway, the country of Taiwan. My thumb is here. I come in straight forward, either moving my body, moving my whole body in by stepping, or if you have to, a fast, aggressive strike. The second type of target, into the throat, right? Coming straight in, or maybe they're behind you. It's a powerful technique. It's extending your arms. Your extensor muscles are very powerful. And now you're just swinging. And then you step into it, right? They rush up behind, maybe they've grabbed you. You happen to be walking to the car, you got your keys on there, you're holding it, you're unsure of yourself or your surroundings, you know where you are, you're in a new neighborhood, you need to defend yourself, so you took some precautions, prepare or panic, and you're here, they're right behind you, and just as simple as that, right? Right into the groin, turning your body. But what are your targets? How are you using the Kubaton? Are you trying to break coconuts, Icy Mike? Hard to hurt. Are you trying to break some boards with it? No. Am I fighting a seasoned fighter who's going to be able to take me down to the ground and grapple, choke me out? No. It's an opportunist. It's that thug, street thug. It's that horrible criminal who only preys on the weak and the timid. And they see you, and for whatever reason, maybe you're looking down too much. Maybe you're paying attention to your phone when you should be looking up and looking around and seeing what's going on around you. And then all of a sudden, you're caught off guard. But you've got your palm stick. You've got your Yawara. Check out that first link below. Or you've got this one here. Maybe I'll send this one to you. It's not this one. It's still in the package. It's brand new. If you want one of these, you want to be entered for the drawing. Either be a member. Some of you have already joined already. Thank you very much. Or the other thing you can do is go to pasquinelli.com and send me a contact information. Send me your name and your mailing address, because if I pull you out, I want to be able to mail it to you right away. I like to do things the same day. So if I pull your name, then do that, and I'll send it to you. My cost, send one of these out, but understand how to use it. Can you defend yourself with a Kubaton? Is a Kubaton self-defense keychain effective? Are Kubatons effective? Yes, if you use it in a very simple, basic way. Use it as a palm stick. Don't use it as a roll of pennies or brass knuckles, right? You're not boxing, you're not fighting. Don't use it as an Aikido, Jiu-Jitsu, old style Jiu-Jitsu, not the new Jiu-Jitsu. The joint locks, pressure points, come along techniques. Don't use it as a dim mak. You point it at them and then they're gonna fall down. Put your hand here and then move your body into the target, or they catch you, they're behind, straight down, or you're turning and you see them and you go straight through the middle, Eyes, nose, mouth, ears, maybe into the ear this way, into that soft tissue on the neck. In here, that's permanent damage. That could cause for self-defense. That could be their end date right there. In here, you can strike from here straight in, right? They come up, they grab you, your hands are, just go straight forward from here to here into the body, and you don't have to be exceptionally strong, exceptionally fast, exceptionally anything. Even if you just push it there, just place it there, and just step in. The force of your body moving forward, and if you put it right there, I don't care how strong they are, that doesn't have to be strong. You don't have to be strong for that to be very effective, to move them back. You take this and you stick it in the eyeball. You don't have to be really strong. It's an ugly look right there. You have to be that strong to move somebody off of you. Speaking of that, if it's a vicious bull, a pit bull that's been abused and now they're off the chain and they're running around, they start to grab hold of your leg and you have to stick this in its eyeball to move them off of you, it's very effective. We know that that works. But don't overthink it. Don't get the keychain and then have the big keys there and use it as a slashing weapon. I see that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying that this is less effective than this, right? Go for this one every time. Simple. Immediate, direct, explosive. Eyes, nose, ears, face, throat, soft tissue, hard to soft. That's the principle of self-defense. Hard to soft. Hard to soft, right? To soft. You're going to go in straight forward. And think of that, the closest distance between 2 points is that straight line. So from here to here. Now, can you bring it down this way? Yes, of course. They're trying to ground and pound and tackle you. You know, cycle down. I have heard that term, cycle downs. Coming through this way, can you do that? Yes. What's most effective? Ask yourself, what position are you in? What can you remove or destroy? And then, what tool do you have? You have this hard Kubaton, force multiplier. What's the next thing you're gonna do? You're gonna reach out, they're holding on to you, and maybe their hands are on your neck. Your hands are free, you push it straight in to their throat. They have to move back, or you're gonna crush their windpipe with very little force. If you add a step with your feet, and I know you can't see my feet, I'm just walking forward, and that's it. I'm walking forward, and however much you weigh, you put that into motion, and now it's an effective tool for self-defense. So, our keychain, Kubaton's effective, or Kubotan effective for self-defense? Yes, if you use it in a simple way, you keep it simple, don't overcomplicate it, don't try to learn multiple techniques, don't learn it as a martial art. That's the problem with it. Like Sensei Kubota, brilliant man, comes up with a whole system, and then before you know it, you've got Kubotan kata, right? And you're doing all this Kubotan kata and horse stance kata, and that's where things go wrong, I think, and they get confused. And the idea behind it is great. Or then you have Kubotan one steps. All right, you choke me like this. No, like this. No, with the other hand. No, with the other. And then you're stuck in the weeds trying to fit. Well, but it worked when the teacher did it on me. That's where the frustration comes in. And you say, no. You take it like this and you go like that. Just like this to that, this to that. Don't overcomplicate it. If I start sticking something in your face, and that's what martial artists, it's funny because most martial artists don't go to the face. Boxers do. That's why I say Wing Chun can't beat the boxer. That's why I say Kung Fu, Taekwondo, Tang Soo Do, Hapkido, I don't care what it is. You see these all the time. Can that beat the Western boxer? Usually not, because the boxer's used to getting punched in the face, right? They learn how to slip and move and take a hit. And when someone starts to come at your face and they have one of these right in your eyes, then it's effective, especially if it's not a seasoned fighter or you're not in a bar fight. You're gonna take this to the bar and go try to get in a fight, you're an idiot. Don't do that. But you have this in your purse or in your car, or even better, that link below, you have a Yawara, one of those palm sticks. You have it in your car because if the car goes in the ditch and there's water there, you can break the window very quickly, almost no pressure. And then you need to get in some self-defense situation. There's a nice strap there so it doesn't come out of your hand. And then all of a sudden, it's just real simple, super simple. That's why if you look at that first link below, it's a very simple version of this, but it's a little bit more effective. This is effective if you know how to use it right. Kubaton is effective. Yes, Kubaton is effective if you use the Kubaton the way a Kubaton is supposed to be used for self-defense, not the way the Kubaton might be done in the dojo with the kata and all the other stuff and all of the philosophy because you had to fill a book so you could sell the book with the Kubaton. I don't know. That's not a criticism. I'm just saying that's how this stuff goes down in our industry. We overcomplicate stuff. It's like if I've got one of these, there's not a lot of things you need to learn how to do. A little bit of trigger control, a little bit of breathing control, and learn how to present, right hand posture, grip, and then everything else, the thing coming out of it does the work for you. It does its job. This does its job right here, straight line. That's it. Move your body. Don't overcomplicate it, and it's going to work for you. If you have questions about the Kubotan, is the Kubotan effective? Or if you have criticism, you say, hey, I'm missing something, let me know, because I don't know everything. I just know what I know. I know what I teach, and I'm teaching with you, and you're working with me. But you can always ask me questions. Send me, either put it in the comments below, or ask me the question on PasqualeOnly.com. Go there, send me contact information. If you want me to send you, I've got one more in the box, and then I'm not selling them anymore because I found something better. That's that first link below. That's the Cane Masters Quantum. This is the Quantum shirt. Quantum Kubotan. By the way, I have new shirts coming in. Some of you guys have ordered some. It's on back order. I'm getting them filled this week. But as soon as the Kubotan comes in, those will be in this week too, or the Yawara palm stick. You're gonna want one of those if you want it. If you don't want it, don't get it. Grab a pen instead. Grab a Sharpie marker or could be the old handle off of something. As long as it fits in your palm and you can support a little bit, then you've got a Yawara fighting stick. Hello, LM. It's good to see everybody. Thanks so much. I'll see you in a little bit tonight. If we have time, we're going to go over some basic self-defense, elbows and knees without anything in your hand. Open hand self-defense. How do you defend yourself? How do you do some basic techniques for self-defense? How do you grow into it? We're going to do that tonight. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thank you.